This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Wednesday, June 12th. All right, and first thing we're going to be bringing up is Tesla. So obviously they had the investors meeting yesterday, and as usual, the guy at 220 that came in with those prints knew what they were doing and saw a substantial run up coming back into this morning. So prints haven't been that great this morning, to be completely honest with you. I really would like to see a better show of hand, but we definitely do have a few buying prints that came in at that 225 level as we were coming back up. So certainly has some money up there, not as much as I'd like to see, but obviously being the orders being so thin, we're not really going to see as much as we will once the market comes closer towards that open. But we certainly, like I said, have some few prints on the at that level that it's kind of pulling back from right now. We have a really nice support level that sitting right at that 222 level. So really want to see that hold, and then obviously a trigger back up towards the ask prints is what we're going to be looking for. Next thing looking at is Play, P-L-A-Y. Now the pre-market's a little bit slow this morning, so okay, this is not normally something that I would really kind of focus on coming into the morning, just because it's a little bit mixed. Now we do have some really nice selling that's coming into here, and obviously based off of the fact that it took such a substantial hit. We're talking about a $10 hit overnight. Seeing covering is absolutely going to it's going to happen. So we just want to continue to see that new selling to really show us that we're going to be able to continue down on its way. But once again, like I said, we don't really have great prints there. 42.50 have a little bit of selling that came in. 41. A little bit. Just not as much as once again, we'd like to see. So we do want to see a little bit better of a show of hand to come in there before we start following anything. Next thing looking at is HJLI. All right, so the one thing about this is it's going to go on our side list. And the reason it's going on our side list is because it really kind of got the kiss of death a little bit. If you look over here, it ran up on almost nothing whatsoever. And then coming up towards that 3, I don't think it's going to let me go all the way back. Actually, yes. No, no, no. No, it's not going to let me go all the way back, but we really didn't get much buying at all coming into there. So we did have a little bit in that consolidation until it kind of broke underneath it. And once again, that's just not really a good sign at all when we see that consolidation break and it come right back pretty much to exactly where it started on that no volume. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, but overall, it just doesn't really have the variables that I would like to see. That's why it's going to be going on our side list. And that is pretty much what I got going on. Oh, excuse me, BLIN as well. So BLIN is another one where it's a little bit better, and we can see a little bit more buying coming in. Now the buying at 350 wasn't that great, but over the 350, we definitely got some real nice bursts that came in there. So it's definitely a good sign. It's kind of heading up towards that resistance point that we see right here, about 385. But overall, it's going to need a little bit more. We just saw that big volume spike come back in, which obviously not being able to sustain being in the pre-market. That's going to be a hard one to continue. So we're kind of pulling back on that a little bit. But once again, as I said, when coming into it, we've been getting some nice buying above that 350 level, and really kind of just pulling back based off of that volume pattern that we had there and the buying that came back in. Updates on Roku? Not really. It's this morning, it's the same story as yesterday. If we look, there's absolutely nothing going on. Yesterday, coming into 4 o'clock, we had a bunch of prints that came in at 120, but that doesn't really give us anything but really just a level to focus on. And that's, pretty much this morning, you could see just nothing going on. So still same exact deal as we've been talking about. Now, let's take a look at our scanners real quick. Let's see if we had anything else pop up as we've been starting. So MX new, and that's new, but no real volume. Then MFG, we have a ton of volume that came back in, but all on really bigger prints. Just pretty much a quant stock, so not really anything there for us to focus on. And then NEPT, 210,000 shares, but again, no real actual trading going on there. Moving over to the loser side, very, very small list, which we pretty much have all of that. Let's just take a look at MBY right now. I'm new to the list, and it's just dead. Same thing as it was this morning and yesterday. Got a little bit of a run, but just not really going on. So BYND we know is going to be a big mover. All right, I was looking at it this morning, but I don't really see anything that I'm too ecstatic with. Just not really any real great prints that came in at all. So we made it down to our 125, and you can see a little bit of selling that came in very, very, very early. So even though it's only 2 prints at 125, the fact that it happened this morning at 7:33 goes to show you that, excuse me, 134 was that happened last night, which is just a very odd spot, a very, very odd time for Prince to come back in there. So kind of pulling up from that, what it looks like a little bit right now. We got a little bit of new buying, but just nothing, no real show of hand there yet. We're going to have to wait for that, especially with a stock that moves like that. All right, so anything else out there that I missed? I think it's that's pretty much it. We have a pretty small list this morning just because there's not a ton that's really going on out there. But as we get closer to the open, we'll certainly see some things pop in. All right, guys. So I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.